This is a tough video to make. Um, it's been a tough few hours for NBA fans in general. Um, Most of I used to. This used to be a Skate 3 channel. This was primarily a Skate 3 channel because back then I was in the community. But eventually I got out of it around like 2023. And it came back around like 2019, 2020. But I kept up with the NBA since 2011, um, around that time. So certain people I kept up with around that time, around 2020, 2023 era. This guy was one of them. Recently, he just passed. Just today, just a couple hours ago, it was announced that he passed. Several internet sources are claiming that he had died of brain cancer, um, per se. And it sucks that he passed away at a young age, relatively speaking, because my dad is not too far from him. I believe maybe like 2 3 years, something like that. And it sucks also for the fact that um, moving the basketball acts out the way he has a kid, and he's not even over. I believe his kid is not even over the age of 25. I believe. Correct me down there if I'm wrong. So I don't. I mean, I don't think they are. So he's right. He's young, very young, and I feel real bad for his wife Rose. She's probably taking hard, um, the most. I feel bad for his family, his brother, his contemporaries because it's tough, very tough, at a young age. And I hope within like a month's time, when the season begins to start, they might pay a tribute to Mutumbo, with the 76ers and the Nuggets and some other teams around the league, the Hawks, the Sixers. That might be the first NBA game in its entirety, um, within a couple years I will watch. Um, like I said, I kept up with a lot of people who was retired at the time. I remember explicitly Kobe Bryant passing away back when I was like what 14. Um, and I can vividly remember just coming home from a school charity event. It was on a Sunday, and just opened my phone to see that Kobe Bryant has passed away, and it felt like the world just stopped for like a. It was not even like it felt like the world just stopped for not just like a few hours. It felt like it stopped for a couple a couple months. It felt like the world stopped for a while. So um, I put his Hall of Fame speech in this video, um, because it exemplifies everything, um, about what the Kemba Matamo represents as a person. Um, and arguably, he's probably one of the best shot blockers in NBA history for the last, what, 35 years, 40 years, even. Some say he was. Some say he was comparable to players such as Willis Reed and Bob Lanier. He was. I arguably say, even though he has no rings, better than um he's better than Reed because look at the longevity of the shit. Um, Due to the fact, and not even that, he was comparable to Bill Walton, and it's just crazy that I'm looking at this shit while I didn't even see Bill Walton pop up, but um, he was his personality was comparable to Bill Walton. He was just a larger than life type of guy. Um, Person aside of what the Sixers could have done and what they should have done, they should have done a lot more after he helped them to push past the finals appear, make them made make it to a finals appearance for the first time since like what 83, 1983. I'll look it up. I'll do more research after this. Correct me down there if I'm wrong, but 83. Um, and had Shaq not been in his prime and Kobe Bryant was not there, we would have saw the Sixers win the title. So I felt like they could have done a lot more. Um, Especially going past 2001, he could have been there, stood there until like for the rest of his career, arguably, but definitely until at least 2005, 2007 when Andre Iguodala got there. Um, he blocked shots. He was the top. He's probably one of the upper echelon of blockers in NBA history. He's probably one of the top blocking centers in NBA history by far. He was a draw for the Nuggets and the Hawks and the Sixers. Um, it's just uh, I don't want to get too much in depth because I can go on a whole tangent on how great Dikembe Mutombo is and how he is impactful to certain teams, but that's not the point of this video. The legacy this man has left behind to basketball is tremendous. It's a very very touching. It's probably one of the best legacies I've seen. Any player has left at a relatively young age, per se. Um, he will always be remembered for his shot blocking, his creative mind, his state farm, his commercial he did when he blocked shots and said, "Not in my house." That was very memorable. He knew how to make people laugh. He knew how to captivate people. He knew how to spark a conversation. It was just like you're working out, and then Tumble comes in, and he'll just start a conversation with you, and you'll never get the workout done because he can go on for like 35, 40 minutes. um, I kind of wish there was. I kind of wish with the competition that he had with the team surrounding him. I wish we could have, you know, um, I wish he would have entered the NBA earlier, like around 1987, because he came in '89. Um, I wish he could have made the league earlier at like 1920 other than like 22 because the Nuggets would have had a good playoff push. Well, they did for Christ's sakes. They were the eighth seed beating the number one seed Sonics. Um, it was really just, but the Nuggets it was they had good offense, but it was kind of like a curve for those early '90s teams in a way. Um, because Michael Adams and all the scorers of that era, Fat Lever, and I think they had like Walter Davis at one point. It, it's it's is I don't want to say like missed opportunities, but it's like stuff that you see down the road. It's like, yeah, this guy deserves to have a lot of rings with his coupled along with his DPOIs. But he had it. He had it. He had charisma. He had energy. He had what the NBA was looking for, entertainment. He was very entertaining. He knew how to captivate people. He had a larger than life personality. Honestly, he was in the wrong era. He really was. I think he was put in the 60s, the 70s, even in the early 80s. I think he would have got over because he came in an era that he came in an era where because the 60s and 70s were an era where shooting guards and point guards and smaller players of that art really didn't, I don't want to say matter, but it wasn't a vocal point. The center position was a vocal point. Um, it was always about the center position. Now it's weird because it's like positionless basketball because look at Steph Curry, look at Joel Embiid. If they would have put the care, I truly believe if the Sixers would have invested more time into the Kemi Matamo and got a better team around AI and them, we could have saw a potential championship come to Philly and hell, even a potential dynasty. Um, but anyway, I don't want to make this video longer than what it is. I want to say to the Kemi Matamo, thank you. I appreciate what you've done, your contributions to the sport of basketball. You will surely be missed, and today's gonna be one of them days. I thought the Bill Russell run hit hard. This might hit just as much, if not harder. This is I fear the whole like NBA Hall of Famer is about to break down. There's not that one person alive in that around the association from even now, but especially from 2009 all the way to when he was like, you got to remember he's been in the NBA for, if you want to count his Hawks and days with Atlanta and his days with Denver, he's been in there for since 1989 to 2009. So he's been there for a while. So he touched a lot of people. Um, uh, but that's all I have to say. Thank you guys for watching. There will be more content coming soon. Don't like and subscribe this time around, guys. I don't want to tie this to like a clout thing or a money thing, shit like that. And it's been like 10 to 15 minutes, so I already ran it long enough. But as always, it's your main man Orion. Stay tuned for more, and rest in peace, Dikembe Mutombo. Thank you for everything. You will be loved and you will be missed.